Hello and welcome back to the Dragon Racing League. We are here with round 13 around in Belgium on a nice quick drive around Spa. As you can see, a little light on the field today, but hopefully I'm going to have some great racing as we do have Younger, the Johnny Damon, Racer X, Osmanian Devil, Wolf, Okami, B. Schultz, Wolfsburg Tuner, Electric Blade, Pody, and Knick-Knack Paddywhack. As you can see, a lot of guys out on their first outlaps. As we work our way through, we can see, I believe, is actually going to be coming in to our first full lap here, our first flying lap, as we do have Wolf, Okami, Kimi? Wolf. We're just going to call him Wolf. Pody, how's it going? How you doing? I see you're not in qualifying, so I'm assuming something happened in one of the previous races. I was unable to be there the last couple of weeks due to a few different things, but I'm here now. So hope all is going well. As we can see, he has going through into Sector 2, as our Wolf is on his way to setting the first fastest lap, or flying lap of the day. As we head on down, he does set a purple Sector 2, which is to be expected as we head to Blanchemont. And then into the bus stop chicane before finishing out the last little bit of this very, very long track. It's surprisingly lengthy. For all 20 corners, it is one of the longer laps. This is going to be fun from the back. I mean, good point. It'll be a little interesting for sure. With a 1:44.425 setting our fastest lap for now. And let's see. Oh, we have Johnny Damon getting off. We have Racer X. It looks like he is about to. Actually, he just made his way through turn 10 into turn 11 there, but he has now also invalidated that lap. We have our resident Red Bull, as he is through 13 and 14 into 15 and 16, and Sector 3 there, as he has set a purple Sector 2. Fastest lap now going to Younger with a 1:43.278. Wolfsburg Tuner coming in at a 1:51, just behind there, holding on to P3. So basically everybody is going to end up getting themselves a few points today. It's all going to come down to who gets what for points, as we can see coming through turn 20, down towards the straightaway, and the start finish. B. Schultz going to get himself actually on as well. Younger getting bumped out by Bo just under a second, the 1:42.414. I believe that'll leave Knick-Knack Paddywhack out as we hop on board with him. He has also invalidated his lap, so he will be done that. We do have the Osmanian Devil, and we are going to hop on board as we make our way through a very exciting Spa with this very tricky full speed uphill right left that has seen some issues for a lot of cars as they make their way up the Radalon and en route to the Kemmel Straight for less cones, 7, 8, and 9, down to turn 10. It's a very kind of weird hairpin turn. And head straight on out through turn 11 and 12, down to 12, Qaliy. We're heading down to 13, 14 campus area. And then down to Stavlot. be a little tricky through here because if you don't get it right, there's a wall on that outside, and that can lead to a lot of problems. So we head down turns 17 and 18. Gonna be right here before we head down to 19 and 20 of the chicane. All the way down to second gear. Hard right, hard left again, and we are up and gone. So this will put Osmanian Devil up into P3 with a 144.070. Hop on Electric Blade should also be finishing as he makes his way through. Little slick through that, coming out of the chicane there as he is going to get himself up into P3 and bump Osmanian Devil down. Next time will not count. We do have the Johnny Damon. He is flying through. So he is going to be starting his next fast lap in that the blue and pink Alpine. And here we go. Down into turn one. A very, very hard right-hander. Gotta be careful coming out of here as well, because there's that little dip and that little camber as you go through that corner. So get on the throttle a little too much, cause your back end unsettle, and you go a little slidey. And drop it to 7, pop it to 8 again, just to keep as much speed as you can going through there. And that's flat out. Use the DRS. Hammer on the brakes with about 50, 75 meters. And this little right-left chicane where hard right again, down to turn 10. And this very, kind of a long hairpin. It's sort of a weird feeling hairpin. Hard left. All 4 tires on. That's one of those spots where you'll see a lot of people getting track limits. As we make our way into 13 and 14. The big thing with this track, it's a lot of left-right, or right-left. It's a lot of like weird chicane kind of feeling as we do get the Johnny Damon setting of purple sector 2. And we can go down to sort of the speed turniest part of the track here. DRS open as he makes his way down, and this is going to put him into P2. 142.824. A little bit of a spin coming out of there. All good, as we do have the Osmanian Devil. He looks like he is going to be finishing up very shortly. We do have Racer X looking to get his first lap in here. He sets a purple sector 2 as well. Smoothly through the bus stop chicane, through the chicane there. Down, and that will get Racer X. He is going to bump the Johnny Damon down into P3. That'll put a bump into P2, and Knick-Knack Paddywhack, who is right behind him there, he's also going to get himself actually up into P3, so that drops the Johnny Damon from P2 down to P4. And Younger is on his way, so this will be his flying lap. Aren't expecting any rain or anything in this race, so it should just be a nice, little cloudy, but nothing too crazy. As I said, Younger having himself a purple sector 2. Lots of people setting purple sector 2s here. Let's see if he's going to be able to use any of the slipstream. I think that's the Alpine ahead of him, but he's just going to pull over, stay out of the way as he comes into the final chicane here. spin as he was in second gear, but he does get himself up into P1, 142.223. Wolf as he's going to set his next fast lap, although invalidated this, but this obviously means nothing as he is on a out lap currently. And we will see now as he takes off for his first lap. It looks like B. Schultz is on his way out, so he's going to be starting his next flying lap. As we get down into 7, 8, and 9. Around the hairpin for turn 10. We're heading towards turn 11 and into the long kind of double apex of turn 12. So you have this first sort of apex, and then you drift a little wide, and then you come back for the second part of the turn. Head down to turns 13 and 14, this little right-left, where you have the double right-hander of 15 and 16. And then your sort of soft left here of turn 17 before you hit this other turn 18, another little bit of a soft. You don't really need to brake though. I did see him kind of dab the brakes there, which it's not ideal. You should be able to go flat out if you sort of take that corner pretty smooth. Oh, as he's going into pit lanes, he did not like that lap. Looks like we will have Schultz going to be starting his flyer right away here. Into turn 7, 8, 9 here for Schultz as he is hoping, as he unfortunately invalidates. So he's gonna... I don't think he's gonna be able to get another lap, but we'll see. Actually, he might be able to. We'll see as he's kind of weaving around a little bit. We'll hop on with the Johnny Damon as I believe he is on. Yes, he is on his flying lap as well. As we go through turn 12, down into 13 and 14, let's see where the Johnny Game is able to get his time, get himself for the start of this race. And the Johnny Damon, unfortunately, only able to get himself up to P3. So Schultz now going to be holding on. Younger is going to have provisional pole. Electric Blade there. It looks like, ooh, he just got through. So he's actually going to try for a second lap. Electric Blade holding on to P4 currently. We have Wolf and Wolfsburg Tuner. That's going to be their final position. So they will have 8 and 9 locked up right there. Knick-Knack Paddywhack sneaks in and gets himself onto P1. So now we're going to see where this ends up putting the Johnny Damon, though it looks like he has immediately hit the brakes. I think he is done. So most likely this will be the way we end this fantastic qualifying so far. As I believe that will be... Oh. Yes, sir. Hello, Chris. How's it going, buddy? Welcome to some fantastic racing. As we are going to be getting ready real quick here for the short qualifying. So, as you can see, Knick-Knack Paddywhack will take P1 and start on pole. We'll have Younger in second, Racer X in third, B. Schultz in fourth, the Johnny Damon in fifth, Electric Blade in sixth, Osmanian Devil in seventh, Wolf Okami in eighth, Wolfsburg Tuner in ninth, and Pody in 10th. And that will be how our race starts and how she goes. While we're waiting, because they will have this end, it will go to everybody getting their strategy organized, having all their vehicles and everything dealt with so they can get everything going properly. We will quickly throw this up. So as you can see, Spa circuit length about 7 kilometers, just a little bit over. Your lap record of 1:46.286 set by Valtteri Bottas. There will not be 44 laps. There will be about half of that. And you can see our group that we have supposed to be going on. However, a few people have decided not to show up at the end of this. So we will head that, or deal with that. As for the team standings, we do have Williams in P1, Alpine in 2, McLaren in 3, AlphaTauri in 4, Haas in 5th, Alfa Romeo 6th, Red Bull in 7th, Aston Martin in 8th, Ferrari in 9th, and Mercedes in 10th. For the drivers' end of things, we have the Johnny Damon in 1, Knick-Knack Paddywhack in 2, Electric Blade in 3, B. Schultz in 4, King C.5, Girafta in 6, Rex in 7, Red Devil in 8, Younger in 9, Ray 10, Osmanian Devil 11, Mediati in 12, Racer X in 13, Tin Man the Rowdy in 14, Wolfsburg Tuner in 15, Pody in 16, MMR Beamer Blunt in 17, and Danny in 18. So while we are waiting for everybody to get their stuff ready, we'll take a quick break and be right back when everything gets going.
Your engines. Ready, set, go. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. And here we go. from back to front to pole position. From left to right, from back to front to pole position. Pole position.
And here we are back, just wrapping up the formation lap. Unfortunately, we can see Wolf has got himself disqualified to start the race, so he will already be there. He will have lost any heat he did get into those tires, quite unfortunately for him. As we can see, everybody trying to get into their pit box with an advantageous angles, if possible, as we see Knick Knack Paddywhack there trying to make sure he has the opportunity to try and sort of cover off Younger off the line there. The two Aston Martins right beside each other, so they'll have a little bit of an advantage. As we do have all 5 lights on, all 5 lights off, and we are underway as Knick Knack Paddywhack is able to sort of get himself off to the side. He is able to hold on to P1. Nothing too crazy as it looks so far. Oh no, we do have a little bit of a crash already into turn 1 as everything has more or less hit a fan. Somehow no safety car there, but we do have a lot of people all missing parts, as it looks like Younger is going to be missing a chunk of his front wing. Knick Knack Paddywhack having a fantastic hop off the line as everybody is sort of crashed around behind him. As Electric Blade does get himself a 5-second time penalty for corner cutting. As we can see, a lot of people with missing parts. I believe that's the Osmanian Devil. Yes, he is missing a end plate there. I did see that pop off. I can't see if the Johnny Damon's missing a section of his car as well. The strategy, obviously... Oh, sorry, this is our sprint race. So, Electric Blade going to get himself disqualified as well. So this race will be over fairly shortly, as we do have 8 fast laps here, and this will end up putting you in. And Cody, the man who did not get to qualify, will be sitting pretty so far up in P3 as Racer X very far behind him. We do have Wolfsburg, Tuner, B. Schultz, and Younger all kind of trying to chase them down. Younger having an unfortunate end there as his teammates sort of kind of got up on his inside, gave him a little push as they came into turn 1. As Knick Knack Paddywhack does set the fastest lap, I believe that's Racer X going to head into the pit lane, as will the Johnny Damon and the Osmanian Devil. As all 3 are going to have to get bits and pieces put back on. A little cleaner through turn 1 on that one. As we make our way down the Kemmel Straight. We do have Schultz leading this little pack here. We should hopefully... We are able to keep this sort of clean for the rest of the race here. It's gotten a little bit spread out. We do have this little grouping of 4, though they're starting to get a little bit of space behind them as Wolfsburg Tuner starting to lose a little bit of time to Younger and Schultz. As looking in the background, it looked like Younger got himself a little squiggly and ends up losing out on a position there. You have Pody and Knick-Knack Paddywhack sort of in their own space. As Younger doing what he can as he is trying to reel in Schultz. He's now gotten within about a tenth of a second. As DRS will now be activated this lap. So we will see a very quick run down the Kemmel Straight, as that's when you will have that DRS, and Younger is very much right up on the rear diffuser of Schultz, so he's going to just do what he can, get in that slipstream. Schultz going to do what he can to try and play some defense. It's not going to be easy, as obviously a DRS is going to be powerful through here. As there it is, yes, he is gone. As they make way down into 7, 8, and 9. We'll see who ends up being able to hold on to this, as this little battle here is going to be quite interesting. As they make their way down into 13 and 14. Schultz doing what he can. He's got to stay within that second. Get the DRS, especially you kind of get two going through here. But you definitely want to be as close as you can going in through En Rouge and into the Kemmel Straight. The closer you are, the easier life will be. Obviously, the chicane is going to be very important. As we can see, B. Schultz there, he is within that 1 second, so he's going to get the benefit of DRS. And if he is smart, he's not going to want to get past him here. As we're going to go through En Rouge into the Kemmel Straight, and that is pretty much where he's going to want to try and make the pass. As there he goes, B. Schultz making his way through, and now he is going to have that position, but Younger going to stick to him like glue, try and hold on as best he can as well. So these two will probably back and forth it for most of this race. As we are on our way towards the chicane here, we'll see how, as Younger is able, obviously, to stay. He is within that about 3/10, just under 4/10 of a second there. See, he is a little further back, just over, well, he was just over. He got very close as we make our way into the Kemmel Straight there, and he's going to have that open. He's going to be flying past Schultz there, as yes he does. He will now take over for P3. As you can see there, Pody is about 6.5 seconds back of Knick-Knack Paddywhack. Younger 2.5 back of Pody, so that part is basically decided, barring any crazy spins or anything like that. And then behind B. Schultz, there's another 6 seconds, and then Wolfsburg Tuner. So everyone's kind of on their, a little bit on their own today, as we make our way through. as we head down. Fortunately, Schultz starting to drop off just a little bit. I believe they both are on that medium tire. He actually made that corner pretty smoothly. Actually gets a great exit and closes the gap pretty quick. However, he also does DRS, but I think a little bit of a battery dump from Younger as they make their way into turn 1 here. Gets the cleaner exit. It looks pretty smooth. We'll see what Schultz is able to do as he's going to have the slipstream. You can see getting very uptight and personal with the back end of Younger's car there. And he will have DRS as he goes flying by here. And this is going to be a very interesting thing. As these two are going to be switching back and forth, that could cause some problems because obviously we're going to come through start of lap 7, and Younger should be able to get by. And if the way this is going, Schultz might actually get the 3rd position, strictly because, well, it'll be his turn. Though he is starting to drop Younger just a little bit, just over 6.5 or 0.65 seconds there. And they are reeling in a Pody a little bit there. It's now down to 1.7 seconds. They were 2.5, but the big usage of DRS that they're both getting as he does go off track a little bit there, but we'll see if that ends up playing a factor, as I don't think he got a penalty, so he should be okay, as the Johnny Damon has gotten his way past Racer X as well. And is just gone immediately, so I think Racer X having a little bit of an issue, as the Johnny Damon also gets a time penalty. So if you're the Racer X, you're just kind of, whatever. Younger, it's going to be really far back. He's almost outside that 1 second range, but this might be a smart move by him, because if he is to stay behind him, the issue is he does not want Schultz to get within that 1 second, as he has now actually lost the 1 second gap, and Schultz is almost within 1 second of Pody here. So this could end up very much backfiring on Younger, as he has gotten too far out of touch, and this is going to allow Schultz, to get himself a little bit of breathing room. So he's going to start to pull in Pody here. We're hoping he can do what he can to sort of stop this, and it's all gonna come down to this couple last laps. As we head down to turn 12, there's double left, the double apex left-hand corner. Younger now has gotten himself within that 1 second, and Schultz unfortunately has lost the 1 second. Now they're both within 1 second. Younger has now lost it, so it's very, very interesting as we come into our final lap. Knick-Knack Paddywhack here is about to cross the finish line. It's hard to see, but he is the little blue dot way ahead of everybody as he does cross for the start of lap 8. So we will be heading into our final lap. And fortunately, it looks like Wolfsburg Tuner has himself a little bit of an incident coming out of turn 16, and that will be the end for him. As you can see, Schultz right on the rear diffuser again of Pody now, as he is going to utilize that slipstream, get up onto the Kemmel Straight and try and use DRS to get himself past. See what Pody ends up doing. He takes the inside line. Pody drops down to get a little bit of the slipstream heading into turns 7, 8, 9. As long as Schultz doesn't make any mistakes through this last little bit, he's going to have a little bit of gap between him and Pody. So as of right now, Knick-Knack Paddywhack holding on to that lead. We have Schultz in second, Pody in third, and Younger following just behind them. Schultz starting to pull away a little bit from Pody there to 0.7 of a second. As we head into the chicane, we'll hop on as Knick-Knack Paddywhack there. He goes winning our sprint race, earning himself 10 points, I believe it is, or 8 points there. And then we do have Schultz in P2, Pody in P3, Younger in P4. We're going to have Wolf coming through as he heads his way down to the final chicane, as he will come home and take P5. As the Johnny Damon makes his way through the exits of turn 20, he will take P6, and he will not lose any positions as Racer X is a little ways behind. And that will be the finish for him, and then Osmanian Devil, our final finisher here. And then Wolfsburg Tuner and Electric Blade, unfortunately not finishing this one. I know Electric Blade is a little unhappy because he did give the positions back, but we will ignore that one. So, as you can see, Knick-Knack Paddywhack is our winner. He will get himself those 8 points, and that will be P1 for him. B Schultz in 2, Pody in 3, Younger in 4, Wolf Akami in 5, the Johnny Damon in 6, Racer X 7, Osmanian Devil in 8, and then unfortunately Wolfsburg Tuner and Electric Blade both not finishing this one. And with that, I believe we will head to strategy again. So we'll take a second quick break here for you. And hopefully be underway shortly.
Start your engines. Max, 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 Super Max, Max, Super, Super Max, 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 Super Max, Max, Super, Super Max, 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 Super Max, Max, Super, Super Max, 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 Super Max, Max. Ik mis geen race, heb scheid aan mijn centen. Ik zie Max zijn mooiste momenten. Hij is de king van Barcelona. Rijdt alles zoek van Spa tot Monza. De geur van rubber en smeltend asfalt. Ik juich als Max weer één voorbij knalt. Zijn inhaalacties zijn bijzonder. Het is een baas, een wereldwonder. Yo fucking ho, niet meer normaal. Hij is een held en gaat maximaal. Fucking bizar, een fenomeen. Hij gaat naar de top, Max is de nummer 1. Yo fucking ho, niet meer normaal. Hij is een held en gaat maximaal. Fucking bizar, een fenomeen. Hij gaat naar de top, Max is de nummer 1.
Bizar! Fucking bizar! Ja, dan zit je naar dingen te kijken en te ogen. En daar is hij. Max Verstappen in de laatste bocht in Barcelona. Yo hey! Yo ho!
Max, 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 Super Max, Max, Super, Super 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 Max, 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 Super Max, Max.
Jarenlang zit je te kijken en te hopen op succes. Zodra je Max ziet racen op de baan, dan denk je yes. Hij is niet te passeren, niemand krijgt het cadeau. Hij is een pure racer, vang ze op en goed nou.
Hij is de nieuwe baas.
Hij is de nieuwe baas.
Max is de nieuwe baas.
Hij is de nieuwe Ja, wij gaan helemaal los. Hij is de nieuwe bos. Supermax, Supermax, ik ben apetrots.
Yo fucking ho, niet meer normaal. Hij is een held en gaat maximaal. Fucking bizar, een fenomeen. Hij gaat naar de top, Max is de nummer 1. Yo fucking ho, niet meer normaal. Hij is een held en gaat maximaal. Fucking bizar, een fenomeen. Hij gaat naar de top, Max is de nummer 1.
Yo, fucking hell, wat bizar. Ongelooflijk. Sportoverwinningen zijn zo mooi. En deze is de allermooiste die ik in mijn leven gezien heb. Jongen, jongen, jongen.
Max, 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 super Max, Max, super, super 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 Max, 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 super Max, Max.
Yo, fucking hell, wat bizar.
And we are back, as we are going to be getting ready for the feature race. So 22 laps around Spa, as we are getting underway with our formation lap here. We will have Nick Nack Paddywhack in the lead, P. Schultz, Pody Younger, Wolf, the Johnny Damon, Racer X, Osmanian Devil, Wolfsburg Tuner, and Electric Blade, all hoping for a little bit cleaner through lap 1 in turn 1. So our expected strategies, mediums to hard, or soft to medium, kind of depending on what you're more comfortable with. As you can see, our leader on the hards here, right behind him, B. Schultz, going to be on those mediums, so it's going to be very interesting to see how the tactics play out here. Let's move along quickly. Nope, not that one, that one. A very long formation lap, as it's a very long track, 7 kilometers around this track. And no disqualifications, no dislocations either, hopefully, as we are going to be ready right quick here, as we have all 5 lights on, all 5 lights out, and ooh, Nick Nack does not get himself a very good takeoff, as B. Schultz is going to have the outside here. Oh no, we got through actually okay. Everything went through pretty okay there, as B. Schultz is going to get himself a quick jump to the lead. Knick-Knack, Paddywhack dropping a couple of spots there as Pody was able to get by as well. It looked like a little squirrely coming out of the corner there of turn, I believe that's 4. A little bit of a squeeze as Younger trying to fight, or yeah, sorry, not Younger. Is the Johnny Damon trying to hold off as we do get a yellow flag further back? I'm not sure who. But a few people kind of tripping over themselves as we go through. But Schultz does hold the lead from Pody, and then Younger. We do have Knick-Knack, Paddywhack a little further back. The Johnny Damon right up on his rear diffuser, staying as close as he can. We have Racer X going through there. Osminian double tied in as well. As Wolf and Racer X kind of going back and forth a little bit. Electric Blade staying just out of that. And then we have the Osminian Devil and Wolfsburg Tuner all very close together now. But B. Schultz out front, holding on to that lead. As they come into the chicane for the first time, so our front 3 have pretty solid gap here as the Johnny Damon allows Electric Blade to go flying around on the outside. B. Schultz does get the fastest lap. Racer X headed into the pits. I'm assuming he's missing a part of his front wing. So let's see if they're going to be throwing on a new wing here. Looks like yes, he is. Yeah, so he's missing that front end plate on the left-hand side, so he will get himself a new wing. Maybe? What just happened? Okay, so hopefully that's a visual glitch that he did not get his front wing. Otherwise, this could be very unfortunate. You see, B. Schultz has gotten himself a 1-second gap already. As we make our way, we do have our first caution is, yeah, that's, I'm going to say that's part of the problem right there. As Racer X, I don't think actually got his front wing changed. I'm not sure what happened, and Younger having himself an incident as well as he tries to back off the racing line. Looks like he just had a little bit of a spin, but other than that, everything should be still continuing. Yeah, it looks like he's got all his body parts still attached, but he will drop down to near his teammate in P10. But Schultz, a significant lead now, as Knick-Knack, Paddywhack, and Pody are trying to catch each other, as it looks like Racer X has decided that is the end for him, as he will retire coming out of turn 11. Oh, and that will be our safety car, as he did retire on track. So Knick-Knack, Paddywhack, they're going to hop into the pit lane. As will Wolf. Looks like, and a Younger all gonna hop in, get into the pits, get some parts that they need, and get her going. I'm curious though if I did not see if he had to get a new front wing, but it looks like everybody is back out. I don't think he's getting a new front wing either. He's just gonna go onto some hard tires. Not sure if those will make it all the way to the end, but we will see. Should get the safety car in after this lap, hopefully. Yes, we will have safety car coming in this lap, thankfully. We'll be back under green as Schultz does become our more or less safety car. An interesting tactic here to back it up very early and head into the chicane at full go. Seems to have worked out for him as he has created a significant gap to Pody behind him. As Knick-Knack Paddywhack has made his way past Wolfsburg Tuner, as we see Wolfsburg, as they get a little squirrely coming out of there, but Knick-Knack is able to hold on to the position. Johnny Damon trying to reel in Pody, as Pody has lost a little bit of spacing. But he is starting to reel it in with that slipstream there. See Electric Blade and Wolf to Wolfsburg as this little grouping here. Knick-Knack looking like he's going to try and get his way past Osmanian Devil as well. Osmanian not really giving him a lot of space. He does go out to the inside as they go side by side here through 13 and 14. And they're going to go side by side into 15 and 16. It's just a double left, so this should actually work out. Ooh, looks actually like Knick-Knack Paddywhack is able to get his way through, but Wolfsburg Tuner having himself a little bit of an incident. He gets a little outside, and that's going to drop him down. Knick-Knack Paddywhack not giving up on this. Osmanian Devil under constant threat. As they come into turn one, Knick-Knack still trying to chase down Osmanian Devil. Pody's starting to lose a little bit to Schultz as he is now outside of that 1 second range that you want to be in so you can get DRS, and DRS should get activated, I believe, next lap here. As Younger, ooh, Wolf getting a little squirrely coming out of 7, 8, 9. And Younger able to make his way through as Knick-Knack Paddywhack also able, oh, and a slick pass by Johnny. Sorry, as by Osmanian Devil, as he was able to slingshot through as well. Now, Electric Blade fighting back as Knick-Knack Paddywhack has gotten himself away. He has gotten off clean, and he is out of there. Osmanian Devil now right up on that diffuser. He is on that faster tire, but he's having a little bit of trouble with the car, as now he has Younger right up bumping tires with him as well. See Osmanian Devil and Younger slips it past as woohoo. Osmanian Devil is actually heading into the pit lane, interestingly enough. And I believe that's Wolfsburg Tuner going to make his way through as well. So now we have a little bit of a split up as the Johnny Damon now the only one within DRS range. And let's see if he is going to be able to try and reel in Pody before they make it down to turn 7. Unfortunately, it does not look like it. Let's see. So yeah, he is holding on to that about 0.4 of a second. In a good spot to try and make a move at some point here. The Johnny Damon did get his way past Pody, but now we got Knick-Knack Paddywhack trying to join up in this as well. As you can see, within 0.5 of a second, Pody is in just under 0.5 of a second. Now Pody going to be very under threat as Knick-Knack Paddywhack got right up behind him. He's on that faster tire as he has already pit once, gone from the hards to those mediums. Not sure what his game plan is, as I don't think the mediums are going to get him all the way through to the end of this race. Knick-Knack Paddywhack looks like he's getting a little squirrely on those tires already. We'll see. They are both trying to kind of utilize each other a little bit to try and reel in the Johnny Damon is. Ooh, Knick-Knack gets a little sideways coming out into the chicane after the first corner. He is able, after turn 19 there, he is able to hold on to it and save it for turn 20. Both of him and Pody gonna get DRS, but Pody looking to try and make a move with the inside, but he gets a little dash of oversteer. Ooh, snap him. Oversteer or understeer a little bit out of Knick-Knack Paddywhack there as he hit the curb. As he's trying to now rail in Pody here. We do have Younger trying to catch up to Electric Blade just behind them as well. Knick-Knack Paddywhack seeming to have a little bit of trouble getting on the throttle coming out of turn 20 there, that last chicane before the straightaway. He just seems to, I don't know if he's too aggressive on the throttle, but he seems a little squirrely as he's going to go very much over, and that'll be a warning. We can already see Wolf has gotten himself a time penalty for corner cutting. He's going to make his way up, and a little bit of contact, so the little tire bump there. But Knick-Knack Paddywhack has made his way past Pody for now. He just takes off. Pody unfortunately losing out as well to Electric Blade just behind him. As he... Sorry, and Younger. Younger and Electric Blade both going flying past Pody as Pody is going to do what he can. He's trying to hold on to Electric Blade. Very close to him, but I think that might be a full problem, or a little bit of a problem. We do have a caution in Sector 2 as it looks like Wolfsburg Tuner had himself a little bit of an incident. It looks like all car parts are still attached, so we should be okay there. Schultz coming into his first pit stop here, so this is going to be interesting. He's going to now start to lose all those spots. So Knick-Knack Paddywhack has already pit. He's probably going to have to come in again, so he's going to throw on some hard tires. But we do have an incident with Pody. I'm not sure. It looks like Pody got a little squirrely coming out of the final corner of the chicane, and that's going to bring out the safety car, and that could not have happened at a worse time for Schultz, as he is going to have just come out of the pits, although actually it might have worked out in his favor a little bit. He's going to get caught back up to the rest of the field, hopefully fairly shortly, and most of that front group has not pit yet. We'll quickly bring up. So yeah, so Knick-Knack, Paddywhack, and Younger have both stopped. I believe they did stop though on a very early, as did Electric Blade. So Johnny Demon has not. So most likely you're gonna see those 4 possibly come in here and hop onto a new set of tires and hopefully push. If you're Knick-Knack, Paddywhack, you might want to push those tires a little bit more as they were mediums. I think he could technically go on to his old hards. I think he only had them on for 1 lap there, as Pody has hopped in and does say he did get tagged. So unfortunately for him, gets bumped and ends himself up into the wall. Not where you want to be. Unfortunate for you, Pody. Hopefully, hopefully it gets better. Curious now as to what is going to happen here. So what is the Johnny Dame going to do? Because I mean, as he is on those hards, he could push them a little bit more. Oh, as he slides, so he is going to come into the pits. What is Knickknack is also coming into the pit lane. Younger's coming in, as is Electric Blades. So Schultz is actually going to end up taking the lead here on fresh 1 lap old hards. I believe that will allow him to pass basically everybody, as everyone except for Schultz is now going to come in. Very fun, yeah. I feel that. As I was speaking to does get himself a time penalty as well. Yeah, Pody, I feel it. I stopped league racing on F1 after I was taken out lap 1, turn 1 in Silverstone, because someone decided to go 3 wide into turn 1. And I had nowhere to go. They straight turned right into the car beside me, who spun me out, and I got drilled by a car behind me. So, super fun times. Feel your pain, man. Feel your pain. But you did finish P9. This is going to be a little interesting, as B. Schultz now is going to have to figure out the best way to get some space between him and the Johnny Damon as quickly as he can. It will be a couple of laps before the DRS is back open. Always fun with people? Oh. Yeah, that was it was funny too, because the guy showed up for one race the entire season, and it was that one, and then never came back again. So the joke is he was a hired assassin to take me out specifically for that one race. Good times. Good times. As he does get away, he's opened up a 6/10, already up to a full second behind ahead of the Johnny Damon. The Johnny Damon's got to play massive defense against Knickknack Paddywhack, because Knickknack is fast. So Schultz might actually be able to hold off a little bit. We'll see how this all plays out, as it looks like no further issues behind them. Somehow Wolfsburg Tuner has already dropped down 2 seconds from the Osmanian Devil, but he is pushing and starting to close that gap up a little bit as well. See in that blur of heat coming off the back, as the Johnny Damon is just behind him. I hope he did not go into first gear going through that corner. It's dangerous to do in any of these cars, but we will see how that ends up playing out. And you can see the Johnny Damon does have Knickknack Paddywhack about 0.6 of a second behind him, but Younger pushing up on him as well. And unfortunately, Wolf, Osmanian Devil have both dropped out of that 1 second gap ahead of them. Johnny Damon, though, really starting to put some pressure on Schultz, who hasn't had much for pressure most of this race. But he looks to make a move on the outside, decides sort of against it, does a little switchback, but it is not going to work out as they come down to turn 15 and 16 here. They are rather close together, as he does now make a move up on the inside. Looks like he's dumping a little bit of battery, as he is going to take the lead. The Johnny Damon taking over for B. Schultz. B. Schultz now in a kind of a sandwich of speed as you have the Johnny Damon. Knick-Knack Paddywhack goes around the outside. He cuts underneath. Heavy braking. Is able to make it work. The last to break was definitely Knick-Knack Paddywhack, as now this group of 4 all flying through, as each one of them seem to have set the fastest lap very quickly. You do have Johnny Damon and Knick-Knack Paddywhack on soft tires, and then I think Younger as well. Schultz is on those hard, so he's going to be at a little bit of a tire disadvantage. I'm not sure the softs are going to go a full, I think it was 11-ish laps that they were going to have to go. We'll see how this all plays out. It could be pretty tight. Those tires are going to start to wear out, whereas his other tires, whereas Schultz's tires are going to should last the rest of the race here. As you can see, Younger having kind of lost a little bit of time there, as Schultz is going to actually go past him, or try to go past him. As he does cut up on the inside, a little bit of tire banging as we are clear, but it does look like, I think that's Electric Blade actually manages to get past Younger as well. Schultz manages to kind of cut him off a little bit, hold him off, as we head on down to En Rouge. Knick-Knack Paddywhack doing what he can now, as he is trying to reel in the Johnny Damon. Electric Blade going to get himself a 3-second time penalty, and that's going to heavily favor Younger, although it looks like Electric Blade has himself a little bit of an incident. Or not? I don't... Well, that was a thing. Yeah, we're not even going to talk about that, because, yeah, I don't have that kind of time. Alright, and Johnny Damon, Younger here, trying to catch B. Schultz for that final podium position. As Younger is within 2 seconds here, or 2/10, sorry, as they make their way down around turn 18 into the chicane. See if he's going to try and go for the late break. Decides against it, as he did take a quick look inside. Unfortunately, was not able to make it through. We will have to see. I believe Younger should be able to make it through here, as the Johnny Damon does get past Knick-Knack Paddywhack once again to take the lead, and Younger is going to get himself past Schultz. The Johnny Damon and Knick-Knack Paddywhack dueling it out back and forth. And that will be B. Schultz getting himself a time penalty as well. Rather unfortunately for him, so Younger now just has to keep it smooth. see Knick-Knack kind of losing a little bit of time there. Hopefully he is able to stay within. As obviously he is going to try and do what he can to try and reel him in, going up and using as much of the slipstream as he can. Schultz is probably going to get past Younger, but unfortunately for him, with that time penalty, that's not going to help him at all. And it looks like, yeah, that's... Oh, okay, and unfortunately, there we go, a 4. Yeah, another time penalty for, or a time penalty for Knick-Knack Paddywhack, and that's going to be a real hindrance now as the Johnny Damon just has to keep it clean, keep it tight, and stay within that 3 seconds. Ooh, looks like Ben got a little wiggly coming out of there. We can see the Johnny Damon now, yeah, not needing to push nearly as hard. He obviously does want to win on track opposed to in penalties afterwards. Sorry, as I'm not taking a look, as it seems like someone just decided he was straight up done erasing. Interesting. Okay. Yes, as you can see, Knick-Knack Paddywhack now trying to reel in. Schultz is very close to Younger, but unfortunately with that 3-second time penalty, that's going to be a tough one to go. But all 7 drivers we have left of the 10 who started this race are going to get themselves some points. So all you got to do is be smart, be safe, be careful. As Knick-Knack looks like he's going to try and make a move before we get down to turn 1. And the Johnny Damon does have the inside line, as yes, he is going to hold him off for that. But unfortunately, I think going up into the Camel Straight, Knick-Knack Paddywhack's going to have a slight advantage. As, yes, there he goes, flying past him on the inside. Obviously, the Johnny Damon not really too stressed about it, as he does not have a time penalty, whereas Knick-Knack Paddywhack does. So Johnny Damon just needs to be smart. Keep it within the lines. Don't do anything too crazy. And just try and keep it smooth, keep it fast. make our way through 13 and 14 here. The Johnny Damon just trying to reel it in. Stay close. I believe he's about 0.6 of a second out as, ooh, yeah, he's getting a little close there. Little wobbly covering over that line. As we are heading up en rouge towards the Camel Straight, we'll see, is the Johnny Damon going to try and make a move here? As he does a little bit of a switchback on him, and that'll pop open the DRS as he is going to go whipping by and into P1. As we do have lap 20 of 22. These two are dueling it out. As you can see, there's not a whole lot closeness. B-Schultz just now outside of that 1 second, just off the podium. Unfortunately, he is probably going to stay in that 4th position. With the unfortunate end of 30% of our field out of this race so far. Hopefully everybody else is able to keep it together, but we are fairly spaced out, so it should be a good one. Let's see, is Knick-Knack going to try and make a move? He has lost a little bit of time. He's about 0.6 of a second, but he comes out of there about 0.5 of a second back. He's going to have the slipstream as they head up en rouge. Through the detection zone. Well, actually, it was already through the detection zone, but he is going to be very close as he goes whipping by to take over P1. As we make our way through with 2 laps to go on lap 21 of 22. As these two make it through 13 and 14, heading down into 15. We are now on our final lap, as the Johnny Damon is probably going to be able to get by here on the Camel Straight. Once that DRS is open, there he goes, cuts down to the inside, and he is going to take over the lead. So as long as he basically keeps it clean, B-Schultz is able to get his way past Younger, but he does have that 3-second time penalty that Younger does not. as we make our way through down towards turns 13 and 14, the right and left. For the double left-hander for the final time. As we head down our turn 17, turn 18, before our little bit of a straightaway before we hit the chicane. These two are going to be neck and neck. I'm Johnny Damon. I just kind of back out of this as ooh, they both get a little sideways. Yeah, just let them go at that point. And there we go. The Johnny Damon is going to come away with the win. Knick Knack Paddywhack going to drop down to P2, Younger in P3, B Schultz in P4. And Wolf coming through. He is going to finish in P5. Wolfsburg Tuner here as he is on his way. He is going to end up in P6. And the Osmanian Devil, he is going to finish himself in a P7. And that will be the way this one ends. And with that, we will be finishing up our final our race here at Spa with the Johnny Damon in P1, Knick Knack Paddywhack in P2, and Younger in P3. As of now, we will see how things end up playing out. But that will be how we end. So as you can see here, the Johnny Damon in P1. Oh, let's do, there we go. The Johnny Damon in P1, Knick Knack Paddywhack P2, Younger P3, Schultz P4, Wolf Okami in P5, Wolfsburg Tuner, Osmanian in P6, sorry, Osmanian Devil in P7, Electric Blade, Pody, and Racer X, all DNF. Electric Blade getting himself a disqualification, so he will actually finish behind everyone. As that is it, we will hopefully catch you around. We will quickly take a look. As you can see, the calendar coming up right away. We have Zandvoort in the Netherlands on October 22nd for race 14 of our 23 race season. So hopefully we'll be able to catch you guys then for that. So that will be next Sunday, I believe. Hopefully we'll be able to see you guys there. Hopefully we'll be able to have you come around. And hopefully we'll catch you guys next time. Have yourselves a great one.